All right, let's just get started here. Okay, that's all good. Just making sure everything's working. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. I was on vacation last week and I'm trying to remember the last stream I had. I think it was two, not, yeah, 3 Mondays ago because like I said, I was off last week. So anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to get back into just streaming some work. I mean, I still do my streams with guests on Mondays and sometimes on Fridays as well. Tomorrow I'm actually hanging out with April Wenzel. If you want to check the schedule, if you just head over to nikkit.co. What's the schedule? Let me go grab it. 2 seconds here. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out. I stream to Twitch and YouTube, obviously, but I started streaming to LinkedIn as well, and for some reason I can't comment on my own stream. It says failed to connect, and I have no idea why. But here's what's going on tomorrow for April, if you want to check that out. And the other weird thing with Restream is I can't comment on YouTube from Restream. I have to go directly to YouTube, so just kind of annoying. But maybe there's something I'm missing there. So if there's any Restream users out there, let me know. I have reconnected YouTube just because I thought it might be that, but even that doesn't allow me. Maybe it's a limitation of Restream, but like the others, I kind of understand. Like for X or Twitter, it just says it's read only. Same for LinkedIn when I'm actually using a restream to respond to chat. But anyways, yeah. So just working on some actual work here, like I was saying. I'm gonna get back into it. It's been a busy few months work wise. We've been working on this workspaces feature, which if we switch over to that view, all right, just gonna make sure. Where's my OBS? Yeah, okay, cool. Why is why is my screen locked? It isn't locked, so I'm kind of confused. But let's try and sort that out, maybe. Okay. Very odd. You know what? Main monitor. Yeah, why do you say you're locked? Okay, let's just double check that. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, restart capture. There we go. Okay, that was odd. Um, cool. Let me bump this up one here. So what I'm working on today is actually something I started a couple days ago, but essentially it's open graph images. So I'm working on an open graph image kind of template that takes in real data for our workspaces. So when you go to a workspace, which is a new feature in OpenSauced, if you're not on OpenSauced, there's no pressure to join, but if you are interested, I can drop a link. If you just head on over to app.opensauce.pizza, and essentially you can log in with your GitHub at the top right there, and then you're going to instantly get a workspace. And workspace is just kind of it's a new way. The UI is changed in OpenSauce, so there's a sidebar now, and stuff's grouped within your workspace. But you can have potentially multiple workspaces, and um, I might as well just show it real quick, actually, just to give some more context. So let me just zoom this in for a sec here. Okay, wait. Okay. So here's one of my workspaces that I created. Actually, the creator of Valleybot, Fabian, who I'm going to be streaming with, is actually an owner of this now, so it's going to become theirs. But for example, I created one for Remix. I'm just creating a bunch because I was testing a lot of stuff when we were building this out. But essentially, the main page of the workspace is you see all these repositories that you're interested in, and you can see some more what I think and what the team thinks are more useful metrics, like and this information is in GitHub, but it's not all surfaced like we're surfacing it. So you can see how many PRs were open, merged, and you can basically that gives us a velocity score here. Same for issues, and then there's engagement. And this one, it's just to explain it real quickly. So like Remix definitely has more than 152 stars, and all these repos definitely have more than 152 stars. But having the you know having the total number of stars in terms of engagement isn't really helpful. And like a good example is like jQuery, which was a very successful project and has tens of thousands of stars, no doubt. But how many have happened in the last 30 days or 7 days? Uh, yeah, don't worry about it, Jason. Yeah, I just kind this is kind of impromptu stream, so I know there's a bunch of people streaming, so don't sweat it. Um, but yeah, I was just saying, I'm trying to get back into streaming my work. I got a little busy with work, and so down to crunch time before I was going on vacation, so hadn't really been streaming work related stuff so much. But I'm gonna get back into that because, as you know, Jason, and maybe other people that are tuning in, it's all open source, so I can work at it. I can literally work on this in the open. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries. Um, anyways, yeah, so it's all open source. So like, I'm just gonna get back in the habit of streaming work, um, because it's always fun interacting with the chat, but also just showing what I'm working on. I'm not gonna do like a 5 days a week kind of thing. That's a little too much for me, I think, because I already stream with a guest on Monday and sometimes on Friday. So I think I'm probably stream work related stuff maybe 2, 3 times a week. Hey, what's up, John? Um, yeah, I was just saying, John, I'm just kind of getting back into streaming work. Not like, I mean, I do my normal streams with guests, but got a little busy near the end before vacation. So, but I was just giving a quick tour of workspaces because only stream OCaml. Okay, okay, cool, cool. What is it? Is OCaml? Isn't it Buckle Script too? Or I can't remember. And there's Reason ML. There's anyways. But yeah, just gonna be getting back into streaming work stuff. Not expecting too many people today because there's like a lot of people I know streaming at this time. But basically, like I was saying, I'm gonna be working on an Open Graph or OG image for our workspaces feature here, and like I was saying, I think we're surfacing metrics that are more useful and getting back to the stars. Well, one, stars aren't everything, but also it's not really helpful to see the total amount of stars for all time when you're looking at your engagement. It makes more sense to look like, okay, over 7 days, how many stars did we get, and forks, like that's a, that's a lot. That's, I guess, a good amount of stars for 7 days. I honestly don't know what's a good one. Hey, Chrissy. A lot of forks too. That's good. And then like if we look at a few here, so if we look at like React Router, which is pretty much the go-to for spa stuff in React land, you can see high activity here. So like over 7 days, 5 forks. Let's see, over 30 days. Yeah, 23 and 30. Like there's a lot of engagement going on here, and I just think we're surfacing more sensible metrics in terms of that. But anyways, we're not working on like workspace stuff here specifically today, aside from, well, not aside, but I'm working on the OG image. So this is actually what you're gonna see like when you go to paste it in like Twitter or any socials or Slack. You're gonna see a social card like this show up. It's not finished. Here's the actual design. I'll bring up Figma. Um, so this is essentially what it's gonna look like, and I've started it. So I got some assets from Izza, who's our product designer. So I've been slowly popping this stuff in here. So the stuff I need to do still is just put the time range and uh, some of this information here and whether it's high or low activity, and also some repositories related to that specific workspace. So that's what we're going to work on. And I'm not going to zoom Figma in or actually the image on the left that I'm working on, because I need to actually, I think, yeah, I got to shrink this back because these are literally the same size. And when it comes to web dev, it doesn't need to be pixel perfect. These days, you know, you have Flexbox and stuff, so like things adjust based on the size of containers and stuff, or containing elements or the page. But in this particular case, it's an image, so I need it to be pretty much what you see on the right is what you should have on the left. Um, and the interesting thing about this is using an edge function. So we deployed a Netlify, so we're using Netlify edge functions. But if you're using Vercel as well, they have a similar thing. And OG edge here, which don't mind the squiggly red lines, that's just ESLint complaining about some stuff in the edge function, because the edge function actually runs in Dino, which is another JavaScript runtime. But it's also what Netlify uses for their edge functions. But OG Edge is something that my old coworker from Netlify, Matt Kane, made, and it's based off of the OG image from Vercel. So same kind of idea. And you know, so you're gonna see some differences here if you've never used Dino. So like if you're used to Node, it's process.env. In Dino, it's actually a map. So you're doing, you know, dino.env.get instead, but same idea. I basically took a copy of what we had because we already have an image already that gets generated in Edge function for like your card on OpenSauced. But I've removed a lot of stuff and I started with this template now, and I'm just slowly adding stuff in here. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is, so this is a literal image. Like if I right click on it and I say save image as, I can't zoom in the native window here, but basically it's going to save it as a PNG. So this is an actual image, but in the edge function, I'm actually using React to build the image. So you can see here, so we return this new image response, and in there you're going to see there's JSX, and this is what's building that actual image. And just to prove that, let's go here. Let's look for past days. Okay, so the range isn't in there. I gotta add that. I'm working with a URL here that you're not gonna be able to see, but essentially this URL gets generated on the workspace homepage in the meta tags. But I'm just gonna put in a range here for now. And let's do that. And okay, so you see how it just updated to 30 days and it's in the query string. So already that's a bug I should sort out. So if for some reason they didn't have the 30 days, it should based on how I generate the URL, but we can always just put a default. So we'll say range dot params dot get, and we could just say like this. We could say yeah, if it exists, or we could do 30, and there we go. Now I'm using text here because it honestly doesn't matter because it's actually rendering as text. So now if I come back here, and I'm just going to remove the range out of the URL. Again, I can't zoom that part in because it's not a web page, but so that works. And just to prove that too, let's just change it to 12, and let's refresh this. And there you go. I see. So there. So let's put it to 30 because that's the default. And if we scroll down here, so like I said, so there's, again, this is an edge function. So this is serverless running on the edge, and it's using React to generate this image response that you see on the left there. So now I'm going to just refresh to get back our, whoops. Okay, there we go, 30 days. Sometimes I'll get that error in local development when I'm saving stuff, but it updates eventually. So like I was saying, although it's using React, there's some things we don't have access to right now. Like the edge function runs outside of the context of the OpenSauced application, which is a Next.js application. So I don't have access to the components in there. And I think long term, if we create a components package that houses all our like design system components, then I'll be able to do that. But for now, and there's also not much going on in here in terms of stuff. Um, I'm not using Tailwind either because I don't have access to it. I can probably set it up, but I can't use it the way it is in the actual application. So right now, this is just using the style attribute, and it's using the JavaScript format of all the CSS properties here. So like here, for example, this is generating the background there. So like if I take this out for a second, let's just comment this out. And I'm going to come here and refresh, and you should see the background disappear. It'll take a sec. There we go. So it's gone. So again, I'm just showing that too to prove that it's actually React that's running to generate an image, which I think is super cool. Um, anyways, so going back to the Figma, I have to add these other things in here. So 20 merged PRs, 40 closed issues, and 40 stars. So we have this data available already. So if I come back to my editor and let's just come here. Okay, and let's close this one here. And you're gonna see I'm already getting this data. So it's, where is it at? Okay, so I'm hitting our API here and I'm going to the workspaces endpoint to get the stats. And so you can see this here if I do console.log or dir, and let's do repo stats. Let's save that. Okay, and I'm gonna put this over here, and let's bring that up. Okay, let's give a bit of white space here in the terminal. Let's refresh. Okay, interesting. I'm getting an internal server error today. Was it happening before? Okay, let's see here. Why am I getting internal server error? Interesting. Let's try that again. Okay. So the API, okay, so maybe something's missing. Let's see here. OG image, W name, your workspace. Oh, I don't have the workspace ID. Sorry, this was old URL that I was testing. Let me go grab the actual one that I need, just right here. This will have the information. So it's good that it's failing. Okay, let's quit that. Okay. Oh, except I gotta, let's do that again. Get rid of that. Okay, now we should be good. Okay, so you're gonna see here, I'm getting the information, so all here. And so what we can do just to show that information. So I need the stars, so I need repos, stars, and what else do I need? Let's check here. Okay, okay, so it's 40 stars. Okay, so I need stars, so let's do that. So I need repos, was it just issues? Okay, yeah, I need one of each, so, okay. So let's do this. Let's come down here. And let's see here. Where was it? I had a list here. Okay, yeah, that list is hidden at the moment, but let's put it back to flex. Just gonna save this. It's gonna look terrible, but I'm just gonna refresh it. Just give it a second. Okay, so you can see here the information is coming. This is the old design I had when I was just doing a proof of concept. Just hold on 1 second. All right, that was weird. I think I'm hearing things. I heard a knocking noise. Maybe it's in the song I'm listening to. So we have the information there, but I don't want to surface it like this. We need to surface it like this. So merge PRs, closed issues, and stars. Okay, so let's come back to here, and I'm gonna just bring the editor to the forefront. So I need issues closed. Okay, where's my list? So I've got this list here, which I don't need a list now, but the other thing to mention too is because this is generating an image, you technically don't need to write semantic markup or anything, but uh, I'm just gonna basically get the information out there first. So we could have the, you know what, we could have the list actually. So let's leave the list here, and it's not column. We want it to go across. So just gonna get rid of that. And basically, we're not gonna map over all the keys and stuff. I don't need a key here. Let's just get rid of all this stuff here. This is from the old way of things. Okay, there. Okay. Yo. Okay, let me save that. It's gonna show yo now. Okay, that's good. Now we want to show the actual data. So this is li. Okay, we don't need any of this right now. It's just a list item. And we're gonna say repo stats dot I gotta keep going to the picture. Merge PRs. Okay. That is pull requests merge. So pull requests dot. Okay, so and then let's come back here. Yeah, okay, so we'll say merge PRs. Okay. Got to style this obviously, but okay, so there we go. And then next we need issues closed. And this is just, what's it look like? Closed issues. Okay, cool. Closed issues. And then the stars was the next one. Um, that's repos. Let me just check. Okay, hold on a sec. Where'd you go with data? Oh, there it is. Okay. Repos stars. Yeah. Okay, cool. Repos. This is TypeScript, but I'm in the edge function. It's a little clunky. It's not picking up TypeScript for some reason, but let's just save this. And it's not formatted the way the Figma should be. I'm getting that error because it happens every time I save, but maybe I'm missing something else. Let's restart. I've noticed sometimes when I'm in development mode, the edge functions eventually cause out of memory. So, okay, let's close this. Let's reload. Okay, cool. So now we're getting 65 merge PRs, 24 closed issues, and 7 star. So we've got all that information, which is good. Okay, now we need to put in the icons here. I'm just gonna check the spacing. So I've just got a tool for this. It's called Xscope. Just checking real quick here. What do we got? Doesn't actually, I might have to use my ruler, but let's see. Can I pick that specifically? Okay, there we go. Let's see how much it is. 79. I don't believe that. 13. I mean, so 12. Okay, we'll say 13. Okay, so we'll put a gap. Essentially, I'll make them each flex box with a gap, or we don't even need flex box. Maybe we can just do like a margin. So let's do span here. Let me close my little dimensions tool here because it's kind of getting in the way. All right. And then we want that in the repo stats. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing here, and here, and then you know what, we probably could just use Flexbox, but let's just pop this in. Okay, there. And then we'll just say it's a little verbose because I'm not using classes in here. I gotta figure out how we get our CSS into the edge function because I can't, again, like I mentioned, access the. I could technically get a reference to the style sheet of the application, but it changes every time on build, so I can't say like just go to like slash styles or something. So we're just gonna say display flex, and we're going to say gap and 12 pixels, which is what my calculation looked like. And we're just going to do that here. Why does that look weird? Okay, and there. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, it's going to look the same probably. It's still loading for some reason. What's it come? I don't see any errors. Okay, so it loaded. Okay, so now what we need is we need images. So we have these assets. So merge PRs. So if I come in here, I have some assets that I'll uh, I'll load them up in VS Code in a sec. I'm not going to zoom in the sidebar. Essentially, I'm going into an assets folder. We have OG images and we have this merge icon. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to copy the name. Let's do that. And let's come back over here. Let's go to our list. So merge. So I'm going to add, because it's flex, I'm going to add image, src equals, and there we go. And that's not the actual URL. I have a helper to build that URL. Just let me go find it. Okay. So we need something like this. New Year. Yeah, that's good. Actually, we don't need the double quotes there. That's for CSS, for a URL. Okay, cool. Let's keep going on here. And let's pop this in here. That there. Pop that in. And let's grab that. And we're going to put the actual asset. Now, if I come here and refresh, we should have the new one. Okay, yeah. Obviously, sizing and stuff got to fix still, but they're popping in. So I'm essentially going to grab the same thing and closed issues, and there must be a issue closed. Okay, so issue dash closed. Cool, and then stars, which is just a star PNG. Okay, sure, that one's easy. Star. Okay, let's come back here. Let's refresh. Okay, so we got all that stuff now. It's not aligned properly, obviously. Um, let's see here. Okay, so they're aligned at the bottom, I think. Let me just check with my tool here. Let's close this for a sec. Okay, let's go to Xscope. Where's my guide? Okay, we got a guide here. This is just a handy tool. I'm just checking. Okay, yeah. So it looks like the icons are aligned at the bottom. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, and let's just do that here. Okay, let's come back to the editor. And so display flex, align items should be baseline, I think. Give it a second here. Did I pick the right one? Oh, whoops, no comma. Cool. And let's, just gotta follow. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Hey, how you doing, man? Um, like I was mentioning, I'm just working on some work-related stuff. And okay, why did that not? Let's comment that out again. I'm basically generating open graph images or OG images. These are things that you see like popping up on like Twitter or socials or Slack when you paste a link. And I'm actually generating it in an edge function using React. I'm just gonna restart my development server. Okay, let's bring that back. Okay, let's close that. Let's refresh. We should be back in business. All right, just give it a second here. Dev server is loading up. Okay, that did not work. So essentially we're loading stuff here. Flex and just try that. I always forget. Um, okay. Yeah, that seems good. I think so. Let's double check with my line here. Where's my guides? All right. Where's that guide? I gotta bring it up. Settings. Where'd you go, Xscope? My tool. My tool. Okay. Guides. Center display. Current mouse position. Sure. Okay. And let's go and create a new guide. Create horizontal guide. I don't want it on that screen though. Screens. No, that's not what I want. Um, that's it. Sorry, there's a setting here. Right display. Okay, perfect. It's just a tool I have called Xscope that allows me to just check some centering and stuff. So, okay. So that, I don't think that's it. Justify content. And let's try that. Normal revert. I think maybe that's it. Let's try. We will try. I didn't realize I didn't get it for all of them. The other thing to note here is, like I said at the start of the stream, I'm not using class names here at the moment. I'm in an edge function, and essentially, I don't have access to all the stuff that's in the application normally. And it's a little finicky working sometimes with the edge functions, like the server crashes. Let's see, let me undo. Okay, let's get rid of that. Save it again. Let's see. Okay, we're back. Okay, so that's good. And essentially what we're doing here is we have this new feature in OpenSauced called workspaces, and there's some repository statistics that I'm surfacing in the actual OG image here. So that's what this is, the 65 merge PRs, 25 closed issues, 7 days, 7 stars. I'm just trying to do the alignment here. So I'm just testing. Okay, we don't need any of this. Get rid of the font size for now. Or I guess we can, we'll leave it. What is the font size supposed to be? 20. I'm trying to get, okay, font size is 42 pixels and font weight is 700. Okay. So let's do that. So let's change this to 42 pixels and font weight 700. Save that. We should see the text blow up in a second. Oh, what did I miss? Interesting. Unexpected. Why is that? Edge function. Looks like I'm getting a server error, but not sure why. Let me copy these again and let's just see here. Did I do something else? Okay, that seems okay. Okay, let's do that. Let's try refreshing. Okay, so it's looking better. The some of the text, so like merge PRs, closed issues, and all that, that has to be smaller text. So let's look at what the, okay, that's 24 pixels and font weight 500. Okay, so let's come over here and so this part should be, yeah, so we'll leave this whole span here. And then this part should be there. And we're going to say style equals, and then we'll say close, supposed to be 24. Okay, cool. So let's copy that. And then we're going to do the same thing here, except it's going to be called closed issues. Closed issues. All right, and then the last one's just stars. Yeah, let's save that. Let's give a refresh. Okay, that's looking better. Obviously, things aren't aligned, but that's okay. Um, okay, so I think we definitely have most of that for Figma. Oh yeah, and we need the activity. I think I was hiding that. Where is that? So essentially there's an image that gets shown for uh like the amount of activity here. Get activity ratio. Oh, really? Low. Did I delete that by accident? Okay. And where is that surface? That's on there. I think it's about the same on both sides, but okay. So let's add that into the, we got that whole list. Okay, so then let's do span or div, doesn't matter. Style equals display flex. I don't need all that. Space between, so justify items. No, justify content. So space between. So that's the UL, which is our list of stuff there. And then we have, let's close the div. And then we're going to have this other image, which I accidentally deleted yesterday when I was doing my proof of concept, I guess. So we're going to have an image src equals, get this activity ratio, which is not that value. What was it? Hold on a sec. Let's see what other stats we have here. Okay, where's my repo stats? Okay, so let's just console dir those again. Repo stats. Don't need a depth. Okay, let's save that. Okay, I'm just gonna put some white space here and let's refresh. Give it a second. Of course, I broke something. Oh yeah, wait, slash div. Yeah, it would help if I close the image. Okay, let's reload this. Did I get some? Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, let's comment that out temporarily. Okay, I think it's just being Infinity again. Just gotta restart my dev server. It's gonna open up another window. I don't need that. Let's reload. We should be back in business. Okay, so that's good. And let's undo this. Okay, and what we actually want is repos activity ratio. So math.round, and we want repo stats dot repos dot activity. And again, like I was mentioning, I'm writing this in TypeScript, but the TypeScript TypeScript language server isn't running on this edge function for some reason. So this is going to get us whether it's low, high, etc. And so essentially we need to build the URL again. So we're going to do something like this. And let's get back down here. Let's pop that here. And we'll do this. Where's my squiggly? Okay, we're good there. And then that's good. And let's close it. And then we need to call this function in here to get the image name. I believe. Okay, that's good. I'm just trying to remember what the name of the images are. Okay, it's whatever dash activity. Okay, so. All right, let's save this. Let's cross our fingers and we should see a pill thing show up in a second. Okay, there we go. So we got most of the information. Again, it does not look exactly like it does over here, but we've got all that loading, which is good. So I do have to change the image sizes and stuff. All right, the other thing I need to do is, or actually let's commit this. And I don't need the repo stats being logged out now. Here, I can get rid of that. And let's just open up another terminal. Let's just do G for git, add, sorry, G8. That's just going to add everything. And then we're going to do git commit dash m chore added repository stats and range. So that's the 30 days, but it could also be like 90 days or 7 days. These are things that are the URL that's loading this image is actually coming from a page. It'll be in the meta tags of the page that this is on. But for now, I'm just gonna add this. The setup's a little weird, like I mentioned with the edge function. So like ESLint and stuff's not running properly. I gotta look at that eventually, but I'm just committing and saying don't verify, and I'm gonna push that. And again, I got to do some adjustments here. But the next thing we need to get is these not the repositories here. So essentially here, I don't know if you can see that, but basically, and have I been missing? Hey, how's it going, Graham? Yeah. Sorry, for some reason the chat wasn't scrolling in Restream. I just saw the messages. Yeah, it's been a minute, Graham. I actually haven't. I mean, I've been streaming with guests like I do on Mondays and sometimes on Fridays as well. But I got out of the habit of streaming some work stuff because just got really busy with our new feature that we shipped, workspaces, and And I was also on vacation last week for like 8 days. So that altogether means I just haven't streaming on my own for work related stuff or just messing around with something on stream. So just get kickstarting it again today. I'm streaming tomorrow with April Wenzel. Um, I dropped that before. I also noticed my YouTube link is not correct in my message that I sent out. But anyways, um, but yeah, essentially I'm using React here in an edge function to generate the image here with all this information. And uh, I've got to make it look like the Figma here. So obviously stuff isn't aligned and stuff yet. And some of the images are too large and stuff. But I'm sorting that all out. That shouldn't take too long. What I'm more concerned about is getting this list of repositories that are related and essentially just to show where that stuff's coming from. So if I open up a new one here and I'll just go to just let me hide my guides here. So essentially we have, like I said, this workspaces feature, and so this list of repositories that you see here, so this is one I created for Remix. That list here, that's what needs to show up here, but I only show the first three it gets, but I have to show the total. So if we get that information, so this is currently this stuff's down here. Like there's a bunch of stuff that gets rendered server side, but like for the big chunks of data, it's rendered client side. And I have a hook for this. And so basically I'm just going to go and find that hook. And again, I was mentioning I'm in an edge function, which is outside of our Next.js app. Oh, weird. Stream froze. Let me check real quick. Let's see. Weird. Seems to be okay. Let me just double check on Twitch. Yeah, no, seems to be, yeah, everything seems to be fine. Okay, cool. Hey, Stefan. Yeah, yeah, it's hey, Stefan. Um, yeah, so that list there, it's not sorted by I think it's just sorted by most recently updated right now. There's plans you're gonna be able to sort those columns and stuff eventually. But right now, like I said, I just need to get that list of repositories, and I'm gonna surface them in this OG image, which I'm generating with this edge function. So I need to go into, whoops, not every time I do Command P and I'm in a browser window and the dev, if I don't have focus on the dev tools, I always get the classic print screen. Uh, okay, so workspaces slash index. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got a little busy, like I was saying, Stefan. The, I mean, I still stream on Mondays with a guest and sometimes on Fridays too. Like tomorrow, I'm streaming with April Wenzel. But I was also on vacation for the last like kind of week and a half, and I did have a stream 3 Mondays ago. But then, like I said, I was on vacation. So, but I'm trying to get back into just streaming work outside of just having my guests on. And I still stream on the CFE YouTube channel too, as well. Like, you know. Um, hey, how's it going, Arvin? Hey, yeah. Yeah, I recognize you from Virtual Coffee. How you doing? So essentially, I've got all the information I need here right now, but I do have to get the list of repositories associated to this workspace, and that's in this page here. Index. Okay, so let's just make this a bit bigger for a sec, hide my terminal. So we have, that's reading from the query string. Yeah, it's good holidays. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, Graham. Yeah, I've have you been streaming recently? I don't know because like we basically it was crunch time for me before I went on vacation, so I was doing just trying to get all my work wrapped up before I went on vacation, and then like I said, I was on vacation, so but definitely I've definitely seen you in spaces. We were in a space together yesterday, the Get Pieces one. But yeah, yeah, we should hang and do some streaming again soon. Don't mind all the red here. I don't think I have something installed, but I don't really care about this page at the moment. What I'm really cared about is get not the repo stats, not filtered repositories. Where is it? Repositories. Yeah, this is what I want. So get workspace repositories. So this is a hook. Um, which is in here. Wow, that's a lot of red. Um, so let's just go to that. Okay, and so the thing is, I'm in that edge function, so I'm not gonna be able to, even though I'm rendering with React, I'm not gonna be using this hook in there because this is within the application and not, the edge function is outside of the application, which is a Next.js application. But what I do want is I want to be able to get the repositories here. So I'm essentially going to take this here and we've got a range and yeah, so that should be good. Okay, I didn't realize you went on hold though. Not sure what CRO is, but obviously you know what accessibility is. But okay, yeah, yeah, cool. Because I think didn't you start a accessibility kind of agency work? I think. Not positive. I forget the name of it. I know you rebranded your README on GitHub, and you've been doing some cool articles with like kind of pushing the boundaries of certain things. There was a game you did recently. Can't remember if it was just HTML and you were using, I forget what it was. Not Snakes and Ladders, but you had some game. Anyways, it's kind of cool. Obviously some of this stuff it's not necessarily made for production, but it's just a good way to show certain things. Okay, so this is just the range. Okay, so we already have the range. So I'm gonna come here, close this. Okay, so you can see here I'm getting this other data. Chutes and ladders. Okay, okay. Um, okay, so I currently have I'm getting the repository stats here that you see, like the 65 merge PRs and stuff. That's what this is. I'm gonna do another call and essentially same idea. Now, these should be using promise.all for a couple reasons. One, it's more efficient and they don't depend on each other. But also, I'm in an edge function, and when you're in an edge function, you only have a certain amount of time to run things. So it's best to do this in parallel. I'll do that shortly. I just want to get the proper calls here. So repos, and then we'll say range, and then base API URL. Okay, I think that's good. All right, cool. Okay, so let's clean this up. So let's just do const. This is going to return an array of responses. Okay, it knows what it's doing. Okay, and then this should be repo stats. Oh, that's the response. Wait, wait. Yeah. Okay, repo stats. Yeah, okay. So this should be repo stats still. And then this will be workspace repositories. Okay. Now, this should work still. Like if I come back here and refresh, I should still have my data. I cannot read properties of undefined reading merged. Okay. Let's see here. What did I do wrong? Let's put that back. Okay, that's good. Let's just leave this for now as this. And I'm just gonna rerun things, workspace ID. That's all good. This should reload. Okay, we get our stats back. So await response await. Yeah, okay, that's the response. Await promise dot all response. Why am I drawing a blank here with my promise dot all? Hold on a sec. Response. Okay, yeah. I think yeah, okay. So let's see here. Let's do response.json. Yeah, snake in HTML. Okay. Yeah, the A11Y, I always say Ali. The A11Y agency was going to be too slow to support me, so back to a couple steps. I'm going to get money in and build up the accessibility work through that. Makes sense. Okay. I gotta wrap up things soon here in a few minutes, but essentially there's that and that. So the repo stats. So this should actually be okay. I know what I did wrong. Okay. So let's put this here like this. And then let's put this fetch in the second one. Because you don't need to weight those. And then this should just be okay, yeah, so we don't need this. Don't need that. Music is stopping for some reason. Let's see what's up there. Interesting. Spotify died for some reason. Oh, there we go. We're back. I don't know if others do this, but I listen to the same song on repeat a lot. Depends on the day, like what the song is, but I think the longest I went was like 3 weeks listening to the same song all day, every day during work hours. Okay, so this gets us our responses, and then yeah, we got our JSON. Okay, let me just comment this out for a sec. Repo stats response, and we'll just call this workspace repos response. And then let's bring this down here. And it's weird. I don't know why that wasn't. Oh, this doesn't need to be in that. Okay, const. Okay, that should be good. And now if I come back here, should still load it. Okay, still getting our stats. That's good. And then I'm curious about the repo, workspace repos. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and I'm gonna console dir those. Workspace repos. Let's open up the terminal here. Let's just see what we got in here. Yes, thank you, terminal. Yes, I know you closed. I closed you. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Let's put it over here. Gonna refresh. And okay, so we get a bunch of the repositories, which is what I need. ID, repo ID. Okay, the name's there, everything, cool. So this will give me three, basically if we go back to the Figma design, I need to get three repositories and then show the rest. So I also need to calculate that plus 23 there, which is obviously just an example. But if we come back to the data here, I know, I know how many pages there are and how many items there are. Item count 3. Interesting. Why did it only give me 3? Anyways, I can see here there's only the page count for 1. Oh, it's because I'm not on the remix one. I'm on a different workspace. That's why. So basically, I can, in this case, there's literally only 3 repositories, but essentially, whatever that item count is, if it's more than 3, I only need to show 3 repository names, and then based on the metadata here, I need to calculate the amount of actual repositories. So this isn't a great example because there's only 1 page of data with a limit of 50, and there's only 3, but I'll test it with others. But this is cool. So now I can actually surface that data. And so, and then basically what we want is workspace repos and xstate docs agent. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just the repo name, not the, we're not showing the org to. So all I need is name, or I could do opens. Okay. I think we're in a good state. That's awesome. Okay. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here because I've got a meeting shortly. But thanks everybody for hanging out. This is kind of like a impromptu stream, but starting next week. Still trying to figure out when I should stream. Mondays and Fridays are typically out because that's when I have guests. So I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, Thursday for streaming work. Maybe Wednesday too, but I also don't want to burn myself out, so I'll play it by ear. But expect another stream next Tuesday, and we'll go from there. Cool, cool. Well, take care, peeps, and thanks for hanging.